welcome back to my channel. Thank you very much for watching. I am here today with Holly from Holly of All Trades. It's a fantastic crafty channel with loads of other things on there too, so definitely go check her out. We're going to talk about tips for working from home, which we both do different jobs. I'm sure most of you know that I run a B&B and I also blog and vlog and do social media stuff as well. So do you want to give us a quick background of what you do too?
Yeah, so I have a bit of a random job. So I am the UK sales agent for a Chinese lace manufacturer. So we manufacture lace mostly for like directly to like manufacturers for brands like Marks and Spencer's and River Island and all sorts of places like that. So we don't have a dedicated office. It's just me and my husband, and we kind of roam around. And then I also make YouTube videos, and I try and blog, but I'm not very good at it.
My first tip is to be organised, because if I'm not organised, I just spend my time on Instagram and like scrolling on my phone and not doing the things that I actually need to do. So writing a list and making sure I have certain days for certain jobs, because obviously my job is quite set, you know, Thursdays, Fridays, cleaning, and the rest of the days I can fit in filming and editing. And also around children, I've got to kind of be organised, so when they're in bed I work, when they're awake I try not to work.
I 100% agree. Like this is hands down the most important thing. Like I use an app called Wunderlist, which Harrison and I can sync together. So we've both got the app on our phones and we've got a list of tasks that need to be done on like each day of the week, and who, depending on, I mean, we've got ones that both of us prefer to do. Yes. But say for example I'm finished my tasks for the day, I can go through and do the tasks that he hasn't done and tick them off. So I find that really helpful, because I am such a scatterbrain. If I don't have a list of exactly what I need to do and kind of like a workflow, I'm a nightmare. I'll just sit and scroll through Instagram and be like, oh, I've got no work to do, I'm done for now. So yeah,
I'm very similar.
Yeah.
So I do have to kind of really structure my day as much as I can and try. I still don't succeed in it all the time. I know that I should be writing more blog posts than I do.
But it's one of the joys of being self-employed, is that it's important to have that structure, but it's also important to be flexible. Like it's a big sacrifice to be self-employed, but it's also a big bonus. So maybe this can be the next one, is to enjoy the fact that you're self-employed, because you can do things that people with regular jobs can't do. Like I know Harrison and I are super lucky, because 90% of our jobs is email based, and then 10% of it 4 times a year we do trade shows, and then whenever we get new collections we have to go around and show customers. So but 90% of the job, 90% of the time can be all email based. So we like to take advantage of that, and when it's a pretty quiet time we can go on holiday and still work. We can take advantage of the fact that we have a flexible lifestyle. If we want to go, I don't know, I mean, we can go to a different city and work for the day if we want to.
We can sit here on a Tuesday.
We can sit here on a Tuesday and chat and hang out. So taking advantage of the fact that you're self-employed is definitely another good tip.
Yes, and that's definitely something that it's harder for me to do, because obviously the B&B is more seasonal, so I have to be there during the summer holidays and at the weekends. But during the week I don't have B&B guests apart from in the holidays, so I can chill out, and I love the fact that I'm my own boss. So also enjoying the fact that you don't have to answer to anyone, because I don't think I could ever go back into structured
Hell no. I hate people telling me what to do.
Yeah. I bet most YouTubers do. I bet most of us are pretty similar. We're the rebels. I wouldn't feel comfortable working for anyone anymore, and having to answer to people and fill in timesheets, you know, all that stuff. I can't be bothered with anymore. I'm at a point in my life that I just don't need that in my life.
For sure. 100% agree.
Okay, right. My next tip is a bit of a random one, and it's to remember to eat.
Yes, this was gonna be one of mine. Yes. No, it's fine. Yeah, structuring yourself like a lunchtime was a game changer for me.
I don't actually have a break at lunchtime, but if I don't have a lunchtime, then I don't eat. Like, you know how people say, oh, I forgot to eat, and it's like, how do you forget to eat?
Yeah, I totally do that. Especially like at the moment we're moving house and working from home, so like there's always something for me to do. And I got to 4 o'clock the other day and I realized I hadn't eaten a single thing all day. I'd had a cup of coffee in the morning and that was it. and I've just been so busy like answering emails and then stripping paint off walls. So like I actually have to take a lunch break, otherwise I just forget. I think because it is a double-edged sword. It's great that you don't have to have structure, but I then feel like because I have absolutely no structure that I need some structure. So I try and structure my day. Like Harry and I, even though we could sleep until 10 a.m. every day in theory, like we don't have a boss we have to like report to, and it's not like you where you have to be up making breakfast for people. We literally I know, bad times. We literally could have no structure if we don't need to. So we get up 7 a.m. every morning, and then we always sit down and eat together, and then we have we work a bit. We do have like premises where Harrison goes to work, so he kind of does have an actual office, whereas I don't. So often he'll eat by himself, sometimes he'll come home and we'll eat together, but we always have a lunch hour, and we always have a deadline where we switch our phones off, because we work with China, we work with the UK, and we also work with some American clients. So if we wanted to, our emails start coming in at 3 a.m. from China, and they don't stop until like midnight from America. So we could literally be working all the time. So we have lunch times where we take a break, and then come 6 o'clock in the evening we do not answer any more emails unless it's super urgent.
And I guess as another thing that I've just thought about when you were talking is taking time for yourself, because you obviously don't have, in a structured job you have holidays, you have specific time off where you just go on holiday. As a blogger or a vlogger, it's difficult, because when you're on holiday you're normally also blogging or vlogging, because you know that's what you do, and trying to make sure that just day to day you have time for yourself, whether it's sitting down and reading a book for half an hour or just taking some time out, because it's a full-on life otherwise. And I think people who are self-employed tend to be quite hard on themselves. And I know I do.
For sure.
So
because you could always be working. There's always something to be doing.
Especially when you're at home and that's where you work.
And it's like, now I'm slipping into the two kind of self-employed things where it's like when my husband takes a break, he takes a break and he does nothing, whereas I take a break and yes, I'm on Instagram,
but that's work.
But I'm planning my posts for the week, or I'm like searching for YouTube topics, or I'm on Pinterest, but I'm on Pinterest looking for ideas or inspiration and that kind of thing. So you never kind of switch off. So it is super important to do stuff that is just 100% not either YouTube or job related.
Which is actually quite hard to do.
It's super hard to do, because especially with YouTube or blogging, it's kind of, we were just discussing this, it's not just videos and that sort of thing, it's you. It's everything. Like, it's you on the internet. So like you never really kind of switch off, because you're always putting more of you onto the internet, and it's your interests and your passions. So I mean, you kind of, sometimes it just doesn't feel like work and you want to just keep going, but it is important that you still take that time to not work. My next one is always get out of your pajamas. I went through a stage where I would just like, you know, wake up, roll out of bed, and I'd still have that structure where I would have breakfast and have my lunch and that sort of thing, but I would literally either like shower and get into clean pajamas, or just stay in the same pajamas all day and then shower before I went to bed and put clean pajamas on. But it's just was not good for my mental health, and I would find myself not leaving the house. I would just stay in my pajamas and hang out at home. Whereas I found if I got dressed and I put makeup on, or not even necessarily put makeup on, I just made myself feel like if the postman rang the doorbell, I wouldn't be ashamed to answer the door, basically. And that's meant, like, I don't, still there's days where I don't leave the house, but it's good to get out and do stuff, and it encourages you to be a bit more social. That's one of my major things. Right,
I have one final tip, and this is kind of linking into being self-employed but also working from home, and that is to make sure you register as self-employed and that you are paying the correct amount of tax. I know it's really dull and really boring, but make sure you're doing your taxes. You can do them yourself. I do mine, and I do the B&B ones, and I just pay an accountant to check them. You can pay an accountant to do all of them, that's absolutely fine, but you can do them yourself. But make sure that you are registered, even if you're earning less than the band, which is about 11,000 I think, but even if you're earning less than that, make sure you register, because otherwise you could get in a lot of trouble.
And
I will link here or here, I can never remember which side, to a top tips for being self-employed, and just hints and tips on what you need to do and how you need to do it.
I've got another tax one. This is one that is super easy, like, and I know a lot of people, especially on YouTube, fall into this trap, and that's when you're self-employed and you have this chunk of money to come in, especially when it's like self-employed. Like, I mean, my main job is commission based, and my YouTube is obviously how many people like watch, how many brand deals I get in a month, so the amount varies every month. So it can be easy to get this like big chunk of money and be like, woo, and spend it all. But I always take at least 40% of that and put it to one side, because you don't pay tax every month like everyone else does.
No, you've got a big bill.
You've got a big bill twice a year. And, well, is it twice a year?
Mine's once, but it depends.
Oh no, I pay tax twice a year. It's so much fun. In fact, I paid tax 3 days ago, and it was painful, and I did not enjoy it. But a lot of people fall into the trap where they don't put money a month every side, and then they get to their tax date, and all of a sudden it's like, I've got this big chunk of money, and I haven't thought about it until now.
I've done it.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it. Everyone's done it. Even if 40% is way more than you need.
Yeah. At least then you've got a backup.
At least then you've got the backup, and if that money is more than what you need for your tax, then you've got a nice little pot of savings, and that's not the end of the world. So that's yeah, man. I mean, that's what we did. We went to Mauritius last year. It was amazing.
There we go. Save for Mauritius. Right, I think that is it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I hope you've enjoyed these tips, and I hope you find them really helpful. I'm sure you will, because I think they were pretty.
I think they were
gold.
Yeah.
Right, we will see you again soon, and make sure you go and head over to Holly's channel and check out the video that we filmed there. Right, see you soon.
Bye.